Add 13 noodles to a pot of boiling water. You'll add 13 just in case one messes up. That happens. It's good to have an extra noodle. And then you dice one sweet onion. After you dice that onion, you want to go into dicing a half a green bell pepper. You cut that in half and dice that up also. Okay, you finish that up and you put these veggies to the side later for the meat. Okay, now you're gonna brown 2 pounds of ground sirloin at medium heat. Then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of granulated onion. I like to use a tablespoon and give it a good taste. I like using granulated onion. It gives your meat a good taste. Then you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of seasoned all seasoned salt. Okay. Then you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now you can go ahead and add your veggies in there. And let that, mix that up and let that brown. Cook it for probably about 10 minutes. Just let it brown. Let it cook in there, get the flavors in there. Yeah, it's cooking now. Cooking pretty good. You got that steam coming up off of there. It's cooking pretty good. Alright, so you want to drain the meat. Get a couple paper towels. I put it on a plate. And I'll go ahead and drain the grease off the meat. You don't want all that grease into your sauce. I mean, depends on how much, but I like to drain my grease off. Okay, you'll put your pan back onto the stove. Then you'll add your meat back in there. I still got my fire going, so it's cooking. Now it's time to add the sauces. Okay, you're gonna add 6-ounce can of tomato paste. I like to get the small 6-ounce can. And then after I dump that in, I'll fill it up with some water and mix it around, try to get the rest of the paste out of the can. Okay, now it's time to add a 29-ounce can of tomato sauce, the big can. I added 2 of these. That equals to that. And then you add a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I like to use them diced tomatoes also. Okay, start mixing it up. Start mixing it up. Now it's time to start adding the seasonings and the herbs to it. I add a pack of Szechuan seasoning. Then I'll go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Okay, and then I'll add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Okay. Then I'll add a half of teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Give it a little spice, a little kick. Not much, I don't want it too hot. Then I'll go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Okay, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of molasses. I don't put too much in there, but I like to put about 2 teaspoons in there. Okay, then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar, because this sauce is unsweetened, so you got to sweeten it up a little bit. Then I'll go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, we just get that stirred up, mix it up pretty good, and we're just going to let that simmer under a medium heat, about like 20 minutes. Put the top on it. Okay, now I'm going to strain the noodles. I like to lift up the strainer. I don't like the noodles to sit in that water in there that's in the sink, so I'll lift it up. But like, as you can see, that 1 noodle is stuck. That's why I always use 13 noodles, maybe 14 sometimes. It's good to have extra noodles. Then I add cold water to it so they won't stick together. Okay, this sauce is about ready to rock. We're about ready to put this thing together. Nice consistency. You got the diced tomatoes in there. Okay, you could turn the oven to 350. I'll just cook it for like 40 minutes. Then I'll cut a fresh mozzarella, like an 1/8 inch slices. I like to cut them. You don't want them too thick, you don't want them too thin, so I figure about an 1/8 inch. You can cut them however you want to cut them. But I like to cut that fresh mozzarella a nice size like this, so it can melt pretty good in there. Okay, we're gonna start putting it together. I like to put the sauce at the bottom. You want to coat the bottom with some sauce and meat. I don't put a whole lot at the bottom. I just like to coat the bottom. I'll put my heavier layers towards the middle and the top. Okay, then you want to add slices of pepperoni and salami. What I do is go to the deli and I get 1/2 pound of each, and I just cut them up. And I don't use the whole 1/2 pound, like a whole pound of each, but I say about 1/4 pound all together. And then I'll just put my 3 lasagna noodles on top of that and start with the layers. I'll add my smoked provolone slices. Okay, then I'll add the ricotta cheese, the 15-ounce ricotta cheese. I like to mix that with an egg, and I'll put about a teaspoon of parsley in there. And I'll get that mixed up. Mix it up pretty good. I like ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese gives it a real good taste. But I don't use a whole lot of ricotta cheese. Some people use more than that. But it's like I said, it's to your preference. You know, whatever you want to use, you can use more ricotta cheese or less. You know, just whoever. It's whatever you prefer. Then I'll go ahead and add that layer on. Okay, I'll go ahead and add some shredded mozzarella cheese. I don't put a whole lot on each layer, but I just sprinkle it around so I cover it. Because I know I already got the sliced mozzarella in it, so I don't put a ton of shredded mozzarella. I'll just put some in there, sprinkle some in there. And I'll go on top of that with the sliced mozzarella, the fresh sliced mozzarella. I don't know why, like I think fresh mozzarella it just tastes better. It tastes better than shredded mozzarella. I love fresh mozzarella cheese. Okay, I'll go on top of that with my noodles. Okay, it's time to go back over that with some sauce. That meat sauce. Okay, put another layer of my salami and pepperoni. Like I said, I don't use a whole bunch. But like I said, it's to your discretion. You can use much as you want or little as you want with this. But I like to get it from the deli though. Okay, I'll put my noodles on again. And get this layer, this cheese layer after that. Smoked provolone again. And just go through the same process. Okay, I'll go ahead and add this last topping of meat sauce. It's a process. Just layering it up. Yeah, go ahead and add that on, and then after that I'll put the pepperoni and salami on there. The slices on there. Then after that I go over it with some shredded mozzarella. Like I say, not too much. I just use enough just to sprinkle over. Because I know I just got a lot of cheese inside of it. But like I said, it's to your preference and however you want to do it. You can load it up if you want. Or you can put as little as you want on it. It's really up to you. Now I pop it in the oven. You see my foil down there. I try to catch the sauce and stuff dripping down. Now it's done. Come out. Got a nice little brown on the top. So ready to dig in. So I'll put this on the table and cut this up. Cut me a nice slice out of it. I had to let it cool though. I let it cool for a while before I did this. Because sometimes if you don't let it settle, it'll be cut up and be sloppy. You know, you cut lasagna and you don't let it settle, it's all over the place. You can still stay together, but it's still, like I said, it's nice and cheesy on the inside. And now it's time to give it a nice taste. Yeah, it's good, right? Spot on. Use this recipe, it'll come out like this every time. Thanks for watching. I'm about to take this into the room and fill my stomach. You guys have a good one. Peace and love.